spectacular, I'm sure. Well, we've had our crews covering the total solar eclipse today from Texas to Maine. And aside from Reed in the Lone Star State, meteorologist Tony Laubeck was in Illinois, and he joined us earlier to share his experience. It does extend back off towards the west because we know those thunderstorms can produce the risk for damaging winds, large hail, even a few isolated tornadoes. A lot of that concern, though, may end up a little farther towards the east with that rotation in the sky. It gets a little more intense into tomorrow because we get the circulation out overhead, a lot of winds going different directions, especially well through all the layers of the atmosphere, and that's what fuels a lot of those thunderstorms and our next severe weather risk, which is Tuesday into Tuesday night. So Dallas, you have a thunderstorm, some of which these thunderstorms could be strong to severe as we head through the overnight hours. So you do have to use some caution here. We have a moderate risk in places like Dallas, but then as you look through eastern Texas, parts of western Louisiana, there's actually a high risk. So another level on our scale of severe weather, and that's going to from that storm threat tomorrow. Look at it overnight tonight. Lots of these thunderstorms blasting up with energy, plenty of rainfall. You're waking up to thunderstorms throughout the day. They continue. Things may die down tomorrow evening, but they'll recharge again tomorrow night and hold right through Wednesday with that threat for severe weather. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight on such a special day, and welcome to AccuWeather Prime. I'm Melissa Constanzer, and of course, we've been covering from Mexico to Maine that solar eclipse. You can see it in Arkansas, Illinois, New York, and Texas. The view from Indiana and Mexico. That is our top story tonight. The celestial event of the day, isolated tornadoes. This low pressure system, though, actually comes out of New Mexico tomorrow into Texas. This means there's more energy in the atmosphere, more rotation in the sky to fuel these thunderstorms and lead to some rotation. So as we get into Dallas, thunderstorms are possible, but we have to watch for that severe weather threat. And it might not just be in the morning when we talk about thunderstorms starting, but also again into the afternoon and evening hours that we need to keep a close eye on things. There is the threat through tomorrow night with a high risk across eastern Texas and Louisiana. So a couple different things that we're breaking down here was wind and flooding. Here's this storm threat through tonight. You can see some of those showers and thunderstorms really firing up. More energy kicks off towards the west. That's as that low actually comes out in New Mexico, centers over Texas, and then we start to see more of a pull from the Gulf of Mexico. So for tomorrow morning and through the midday, shower thunderstorms still very likely. That low, though, is really starting to wind up here over Texas, and that will lead to the potential as more of that warm, moist flow comes in overnight, tomorrow night, from the Gulf of Mexico to lead to some more thunderstorm activity into Wednesday morning and Wednesday throughout the day. We watch that thunderstorm threat move across the Gulf Coast states. So for places like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, that's their chance for severe weather this week. We'll still ahead on Prime. We're going to continue. Let's see what's going on around our world. Not only did the United States get to see today's total solar eclipse, but also parts of Mexico. Well, the extended forecast does take us out through the late weekend. Look at this low pressure system on the move off to the northeast. That is a problem for your Thursday into Friday because it spells out rain. Plenty of it. Pittsburgh, New York. Look at all that wet weather. Behind things, it cools off a little bit in Omaha. Some sunshine out there. Much of the western U.S. looking dry. So our story really is east for the late weekend beyond as we deal with all of this wet weather lifting northward even into Friday morning. It's a wet go of things to start things off through the mid-Atlantic and into New England. And then this storm system, as it departs, it's got a little bit of cool air on the backside, too. Rainfall, though, the biggest concern, and that does lead to the risk for localized flooding in some locations.